Hello everybody, it's DuckFaden07. Today I'm playing JUND Seismic Assault Loam. This is a build I had plenty of success in the past on my channel, a bunch of trophy leagues, bunch of videos. This is the most updated version, trying to Pillage of the Box in the main instead of flex slots at the moment, which is like 4th Ragavan, 3rd life from the Loam. I liked Pillage of the Bog in a lot of situations where it was really able to find some key pieces. This list definitely has very impactful cards like Life from the Loam, Seismic Assault, Ring, Sheoldred, Molten Colapse. All these cards can really change the course of the game, and it definitely helped me win a few matches, which you will see in the gameplay. Of course, I used to trim them out when I'm playing against matchups where I don't have time to spend a turn looking for the top of my library and I really need to more solutions in the main, more removal or something like that. Okay, so that's it. On the sideboard, we got some Graveyard Hate, more removal, Blood Moon, Artifact Enchantment Hate. Only difference in comparison to the last video, I have 2 Tier Sunders instead of Ancient Grudges, and that is the only change. Before we go to the gameplay, if you want to support my channel, check out thecardelc.com. You can use a link down below in the video description. If you use my link to make a purchase on Cardelc, you are supporting my channel. Okay, so let's now go check out the gameplay. Okay, so let's start from the match 1. Okay, so keep playing second, keeping decent hands. 3 rings, Brennan 6 and Inti. I definitely have stuff to do. Opponent starts off with Mortuary, Bin's Grist, so they're probably on Yawgmoth, of course. And here opponent goes for the Wall of Roots and passes the turn. I put land in the yard with my Survey lands. Survey lands are just very powerful additions, recent additions to this build. They're just really good here. I decided to start with Inti instead of Brennan 6. Inti feels like a much better piece here, which can immediately do damage, make trample, discard some cards to find the stuff you need. Okay, so here opponent goes for the Bowmasters and just blocks my Inti with everything. I play Life from the Loam, which I exiled with Inti and discarded the One Ring. So now I have 3 lands in my graveyard. So I'm kind of hoping to find a Seismic Assault. And here I find it. So I have Brennan 6, I have Seismic Assault. But my opponent has Yawgmoth on the field. They have 2 Undying Creatures, which means they can draw a bunch of cards and try to find immediate kill with Chord of Calling. So next turn could be too much to ask to untap. So opponent just draws a bunch of cards here, does all these Yawgmoth abilities. Okay, so I go for the Life from the Loam. My opponent doesn't find the combo kill. They were probably looking for Chord of Calling, and I just went like Life from the Loam and deal 8 damage to face to my Yawgmoth opponent, and that was the game 1. They were too greedy and draw a bit too much cards there. Okay, so I boarded in Layla in the Void, obviously. It's a good card for the matchup. You can see here I trimmed all the Ragavans, and on the draw I decided to trim both Pillage the Bogs, even though Pillage the Bog just won me the last game. Against them I think they are worse when playing on the draw. In this matchup opponent can really have like some fast combo wins, so I prefer. Okay, my opponent doesn't attack into Bowmasters, but I play it end of turn anyway, killing one Young Wolf. I have Leyline of the Void on the field, and I ping a second one with Wrenn 6, and my opponent has the Wrenn 6 of their own. Unfortunately, I tapped badly here. I could have just left the red source untapped so I can play the lightning bolt, but it's fine. My opponent has the Bowmasters, but I tear asunder their Soul Cauldron, and yeah, now I have Seismic Assault. I have Life from the Loam in the yard. This is pretty good news. Okay, so I decide to go for the assault, kill the Bowmasters. Opponent exiles my Seismic Assault, but I have another one in my hand, and I also have a Life from the Loam in the graveyard, so I can just loam every turn, plus I have the bolt, and just clear the board, kill all their creatures, basically everything they play. And I also have Leyline of the Void on the field, and I go for the Loam again. I decide to play one land and just pass the turn. Opponent goes for the Grist again. I just kill the Grist immediately, kill the token too, and I can just continue loaming every turn, and this is getting me too much value. Opponent is really struggling to keep up with this. I also have Leyline of the Void, and there is just not much my opponent can do here. Okay, so I go for the survey land, and I surveil land to my graveyard, so it was pretty good to play the survey land there. Okay, opponent plays the Dryad Arbor. I was able to decide to kill Dryad Arbor. Don't want to let them get to 4 mana. They play Wall of Roots in response, getting Chord of Calling, getting Wall of Roots. I was able to bolt plus ping Wall of Roots to kill that too. And again on my turn, just repeat the Life from the Loam. I was hoping to find Forgotten Caves, Sockenzans, Boseijus, stuff like that. Okay, so opponent attacks with insect. I can now cycle the Sockenzan, trade with their insect, and just continue loaming, finding Sockenzans, finding Forgotten Caves, and yeah, here it is. Now I have a Boseiju too, and I can just make my tokens every turn with Sockenzan. So great position for me. I have 8 damage in my hand with Seismic Assault, and I'm not sure what my opponent hand was, but it was probably pretty bad, and my opponent concedes here. That was the match. Okay, let's check out match 2. Okay, so Ragavan, Seismic Assault, the One Ring. Seismic Assault plus the One Ring is a really powerful combo. The ring gets you so many lands in your hand, and you can really do those kills quickly before opponent is able to before you lose the game to the One Ring effect. Okay, I was able to play the Bowmaster, kill their Ragavan, dash my Ragavan, attack them for 4, and obviously my opponent was playing Zoo deck. They were playing actually the Blue Zoo deck, and they played the Scion, played the Survey Land, passed the turn. I put Sheoldred on top, and I decide to go for the One Ring this turn, but my opponent has a Force of Negation. and on their turn they go for the expressive iteration, finding a preordain. I do the ping with Bowmasters. Opponent really is lower on life than me, so they have to stay back in this one. I top deck Bowmasters, but I really want to play the Sheoldred anyway. So I just Sheoldred is passively just draining them, so they don't have much time. Okay, they go for the Kavu, holding 2 mana open. They needed the Steam Vents, which means they probably needed the white mana here. Okay, so I go for the Bowmasters plus Lightning Bolt in response, leaving my opponent down to 2 life, which means if I top deck a land and I resolve the Seismic Assault, I just get the win there. So pretty bad situation for my opponent. I top deck Molten Colapse to kill Kavu and go in for lethal with my creatures. So opponent concedes. Let's check out game 2. Okay, let's check out the sideboarding plan. Okay, in this matchup, Bowmasters is pretty medium, and the Pillage the Bogs can be too slow in the matchup, like Zoo. Zoo is just so aggressive. And yeah, I also trimmed 1 Sheoldred, 1 Wrenn 6. Wrenn 6, just like trimming 1 of each of those. And that's it. Okay, so I boarded in Blood Moons, as you can see. So I want to go for my basics. That is why I fetched for a forest there. Opponent goes for the Leyline Binding, expressive iteration, finds a land, passes the turn. This is a pretty good situation here. I can go probably should have gone like play Ragavan and then Boseiju for 1 mana. That was a mistake. And I was able to get Wrenn back and then put Boseiju to my hand again. Finding Sheoldred Edict to kill a Kavu was also pretty sweet. So yeah, now I have Assault, I have the One Ring. These are really powerful spells for the matchup. I go for the One Ring first, I resolve it. I try to draw, but my opponent finds Leyline Binding. That is completely fine, because I have Boseiju in my hand, so I go for the Ragavan plus Boseiju, their binding, and get my ring back and continue drawing cards. This can get them dead really fast with a Seismic Assault in my hand, especially if I find a life from the loam. Opponent takes my ring with a prismatic ending and passes the turn, but yeah, now I have Ragavan attacking, they kill it, but I have Seismic Assault in my hand, which I'm resolving, and I have 3 lands in my hand. So basically one life from the loam means lethal damage. So I go for the Blood Moon here. I think if we're doing this type of game, when doing the top deck mode, I'm definitely just way ahead in the matchup. Also, I have the Blood Moons, and now I find Inti. Inti in this situation mean like draw 3 with 3 lands in my hand. It's like 6 damage plus draw 3. Pretty bad situation for my opponent. Okay, opponent only has a single basic island. I can't really play my Sheoldred here, so I can just discard it to the Inti ability. Before that, I do the triple discard with a Seismic Assault, hit my opponent for 6, and exile 3 cards from the top. It was nothing playable, just a couple of lands, but my opponent decides to concede here, so that was the match. Let's check out match 3. Okay, so match 3. I had a decent hand. Pillage the Bog can really help me find missing pieces here. Missing pieces in this situation are either like the One Ring or the Wrenn 6. Opponent takes my Sheoldred, and I decide to go for the Ragavan Dash. My opponent was obviously on JUND. They played Goyf. Goyf was great in this situation. I had plenty of options here, but I decided to play my Seismic Assault. Opponent goes for the Ragavan Dash, goes in for 5. They play Totsis, take my Ragavan, and they're now down on 10 life. Opponent plays Wrenn 6, and they unfortunately have a Molten Colapse here. In response, I use the Boseiju to damage them face, exiling a card from my top. It's another Seismic Assault, so I can't really use it, but I'm digging to find something I can use. It is definitely Life from the Loam is definitely a card I can use here, and I'm really close to a kill. Opponent taps out, and I have a Life from the Loam, and my opponent also pays 1 life to play my Sheoldred, which means I have lethal immediately. Just a Life from the Loam for 3 lands and finish them off. So that was the game 1. Opponent, I guess, didn't expect the Loam here. So that was it. Let's check out game 2. Obviously can't keep this one. So go Mult to 6. Good mulligan here. I got Forgotten Caves, which work well with Wrenn 6 and Inti. I decided to keep Sheoldred for the matchup. It's a great card in this matchup. Can really help you win it. Didn't need the second one, but yeah, okay, that was fine. Okay, so in the JUND matchup, as you can see here, I boarded out 1 Bog and all the Ragavans on the draw. They probably play Bowmasters, and they also have Wrenn 6. So this means they're mostly my Ragavan is mostly not surviving long enough. Okay, so here opponent plays Tarmogoyf and plays Mishra Research Desk. I go for Wrenn 6 and cycle Forgotten Cave. Opponent attacks into my Wrenn 6, plays another Goyf. Yeah, Goyf is just a 3-4 now, but yeah, Goyf just can really quickly grow there. So I'm looking for my removal, but opponent finds a 3rd Goyf in the meantime, so that is not enough to survive next turn because they got the Shadow Spear. So that is the game. Let's check out game 3. Okay, so I'm playing first now, but sideboard plan remained the same. Okay, so I decide to start the turn here with Wrenn 6. Wrenn 6 is great for the matchup, especially when I have Boseijus in. 3 Boseijus in post board, so I can just hit their Urza Sagas, but I decide to just go for the Inti first. I should have gone like I should have played land first. This way I would be able to just Boseiju the Saga in response to their Unholy Heat, but it's okay. Okay, so I can do it next turn. I have enough mana to like play Bowmasters here plus Boseiju, and they must make a construct token in response to Boseiju, so it's perfect time to play my Bowmasters. So I killed their construct token, so they basically just wasted their turn. And yeah. I have Forgotten Cave in my hand, and Forgotten Cave in situations like this really wins the game. Together with Boseiju, it's just unstoppable in matchups like this where I have a double Vren to kill their Bowmasters. Okay, so yeah, here it is. I play the Sheoldred and kill their second Saga. Just stay back with the Sheoldred and the Chump blocker. Opponent plays the Fable. I chump the Goyf, kill the Bowmasters. Opponent plays the Havermite, passes the turn, and it's just pretty bad for my opponent here. I go for a Forgotten Cave and cycle it again, and gaining a bunch of life. Opponent finds removal for my Sheoldred, but I have another one in the hand, and yeah. Opponent attacks Vren 6 just for 1 damage here, so my Vren is still like pretty close to ulti there. Okay, I had multiple options here. I decide to go for the Sheoldred plus cycle Sockenzen, so I can basically block all their creatures. Opponent goes Totsis plus Giganta, passing the turn. They attack anyway. They saw the Sokenzan but attacked anyway, so great situation right now. I even have Vren ulti, so I can just ulti the Vren and play another Vren, and now I can just kill Giganta using Vren emblem, attack my opponent with Sheoldred, put them down to 5 life. This means like I have really close to the lethal next turn. Opponent only a single card in their hand, and on my turn I can just return a land to my hand and play a lightning bolt twice for the immediate kill. So that is the match. Okay, so let's check out now match 4. Again, pretty decent hand. I love hands like this one. I have a lot of good threats, a lot of powerful spells in my hand. Okay, so I start with a survey land, keeping another land on top. I like that. Okay, so Forgotten Cave is not really a land here. It is more like a spell you save to for value. Okay, so opponent plays Doughty Voidwalker, passes the turn. On my turn, I go for Bolt the Doughty, play the Inti. Opponent kills my Inti. So I can, of course, like cycle Forgotten Cave in this situation, but I decide just I really want to hardcast this One Ring next turn. I'm not going to risk and not drawing a land, so I'm just immediately casting the Cave, and next turn holding open mana for Bowmasters, next turn going for the One Ring. So it definitely means I want to kill their Bowmasters before I play the ring. So I do this, play the One Ring. I'm very high on life. My opponent is just on 1 card in their hand, and yeah, it is now like extremely good situation for me. Here I find Pillage the Bog and draw Seismic Assault with One Ring. Also finding Sheoldred for the next turn is big. Opponent, yeah. I go for the Sheoldred, tapping the ring, gaining a bunch of life, doing the Boseiju, passing the turn, draining them with Sheoldred, so really close to a kill at this point, but opponent finds Sheoldred of their own. I decide it's best to use my Seismic Assault to kill the Sheoldred immediately, and my opponent concedes, so that is the game. Let's check out game 2. Okay, let's check out the sideboarding plan against Scam. As you can see, I decided to completely get rid of the Ragavans here. Playing second, there's just no much hope in Ragavan doing a lot of job. Also trimming one Pillage of the Bog in this matchup, and for some Sheoldred edicts, and my opponent succeeds to do the Grief Scam, but I find a Sheoldred edict from the sideboard on top of my library and kill their Grief. Also I brought in Tear Sunders. Tear Sunders at worst case can be used like 4 mana exile removal, so it's never really dead. Okay, opponent Bone Crushers my Inti, which was pretty good, but I find Sheoldred from the top. Sheoldred is really good against their Fable. Hard to kill for them. So yeah, here opponent goes for a Bone Crusher cast and passes the turn. Okay, they can double block my Sheoldred here, so I don't really want to attack here, but I'm able to kill their creature with the Vren and the Bowmaster's ping, so I am still able to attack with Sheoldred. They can't block it, so they're now on 5, which is pretty low, and they also have to deal with Sheoldred soon. And here opponent next turn has active Kiki-Jiki, but that is still not enough to beat the Sheoldred. They need removal, so I just pass the turn, waiting for Sheoldred to do his passive, chump the Bone Crusher, passing the turn. Okay, so I actually pinged my opponent with Vren 6. It didn't seem like opponent has much. I ping them with Vren 6 to put them down on 2. If I just pass the turn, that would be it. But I used my Boseiju to kill the Fable, and because of that, opponent was able to play the Fatal Push, kill my Sheoldred, which prevented me from winning this game sooner. Okay, now I was in a kind of hard situation. I killed their second Fable. I have Bowmasters on the field, but my opponent can play Kroxa. If I just went like for in top deck mode, just ping them face with Vren 6, I would top deck Bowmasters from the top to do the kill. But this way it wasn't enough. Opponent had a lethal for the next turn, and I didn't draw the kill. So Bowmasters from the top was not enough to do much. I was able, of course, to ping them down to 1 life and then chump these 2 creatures, survive for a turn, but that wasn't enough. Okay, so let's check out game 3. I had a way to win this one. I just had to ping them face with Vren 6, hope to draw 1 damage. There are a lot of ways to deal 1 damage in this deck, so I can draw into the Vren 6, Bowmasters, Bolt, Seismic Assault. Okay, so it was a good bet. Okay, so here I start with Inti. Inti plus Seismic Assault is like incredibly powerful. Opponent has a removal immediately to get rid of it. I find my 3rd Bolt actually, and I was able to resolve my Seismic Assault. In response, opponent goes for the Bowmasters, pings face, then attacks me down to 12, and they also have the Grief Scam on that turn, which is a bit of a problem, but luckily I had a triple Bolt, and they didn't have another Undying spell, so this means I was able to I was able to bolt the Grief. Okay, so I go for the Wrenn 6 plus the Wrenn 6. This means I can kill the Bowmasters and then pass the turn until their upkeep step. In upkeep, I go for the Grief and also kill the Bowmasters. So now they only have their Orc army. Opponent didn't find more undying spells, and they go for the hard cast of Bone Crusher Giant. I am on 11 right now, so there's definitely chance for my opponent to find a way to win this one. But in this situation, I luckily find Sheoldred Edict from top to kill the Bone Crusher, ping their token, and the next turn I find Molten Colapse to get rid of Lily. So I had a bit of luck there, but Seismic Assault plus Wrenn did the rest, and I didn't need much to win this one. So I go for the Wrenn, put Wrenn down up on 7, killing the Sheoldred, playing the One Ring, and yeah. There is just so many powerful stuff I can do now. Opponent kills my Wrenn 6 with 7 counters. I draw more cards with the ring and play another one. So I can't really afford to lose more life there. But I find a Sheoldred on top, which means it is totally fine for me to go for the One Ring again. Start tapping, start drawing, gaining more life. Great situation, and yeah, here I resolve the Wrenn 6 again with a Seismic Assault on the field. Wrenn 6 is just really powerful, so I continue drawing with the Sheoldred, gaining life, draining their life total. So I go for a second One Ring, and I'm just at the moment I'm just really high on life, and opponent will be dead next turn, and they didn't find anything good. So that is the match against in the match 4. And unfortunately, last match I forgot. It was the only match I lost in this league. I forgot I started the match, and I was AFK and lost in a couple of minutes due to inactivity. So it's a really sad way to potentially lose a trophy, but I'm happy for a good performance from this deck again. Last time I played with it, it was a trophy league. Now I had all the wins, so basically undefeated in a long time with this deck. I do very well with it each time I try it. I think it's really a powerful option, and it's getting some sweet updates in MH3, and this archetype is going to get even better, and I'm happy, will be happy to update it again. And that's it. So that's it for today. Thank you for watching. Hope you liked the video. Friendly reminder to click like, click subscribe. Tell me about your experience with this list. Did you try Pillage the Bog? Did you like it in this build or without it? Okay, so that is it for just a small announcement. I won't be making much videos until MH3 goes out, because there's just no much interest for this non-MH3 modern content at the moment. So I'm probably going to do a pause before MH3 releases. So until then, yeah, I'll be doing definitely brewing, maybe some posting on Twitter, and I'll see you again on the MH3 release on MTGO. Okay, so see you then, and that's it for today. Goodbye.